we're gonna avoid a pie question on this one.
Aw.
I'm gonna give this one here.
Looks like pie though.
Looks like pie.
Yeah,
Looks like a
kinda
delicious
does.
piece
Slice
of
of
pie.
Yeah, pizza.
Can you help me solve for x? So you have a triangle with one angle at 3x, one angle at 4x plus 10, and one angle at 4x plus 5.
I had a student that looked at a problem like that the other day, and she was like, it's impossible because there's x in all the angles.
Yeah, true. We're done.
There's
Impossible.
no way to do it.
Yeah.
No solution.
This kind of goes back to, I like that you said that was impossible, right? Because we do have 3 variables, but they're all the same. Well, we don't have 3 variables. We have
Well,
one
3
variable.
angles with.
3 angles, all with variables in them. And this would be impossible if we didn't have any sort of relationship. If literally all I was saying was, this angle is 3x, like, what does that mean? But because it's in a triangle, we do have a relationship. And that relationship is that all angles in, and I'm using kind of our geometry notation in a triangle, add up to 180 degrees. And this doesn't matter what the triangle looks like. It could be obtuse, it could be a right triangle, any triangle. All of the angles inside always add up to 180 degrees. So like we were saying, if I didn't have this relationship, yeah, this would be impossible. But we have some way to relate all of these angles. So let me give you a quick example. If I had a triangle like this, if this measurement of this angle were, say, 60 degrees, and this angle were 70 degrees, this angle would have to be 50 degrees. Otherwise, you can play around with it with a protractor, but if you try to create a triangle that doesn't match that, it won't form a triangle. If it's too small, they won't match up. But you could play around with it, but it will literally, unless they add up to 180, or you could just draw a bunch of triangles and measure them. So all we need to do here is say, look, you can think of these numbers and say 50 plus 60 plus 70 is 180. And I like to do these examples just to kind of show, I don't know, sometimes the algebraic expressions, it can get a little confusing. So if you think about it with numbers and then apply the same to these variables, it makes a little bit more sense. So literally all we're saying is this angle, 3x, plus this angle, which we're referring to as 4x plus 10, that's some relationship with x, plus this angle, we're saying, and I'm going to put these in parentheses, it's obvious that they're separate, plus 4x plus 5 has to add up to 180 degrees. So this is a relationship we have, and now that you see this, you're probably thinking, oh, it's just an algebra equation. So all we're going to do, and I'm just going to remove all the parentheses, but you can kind of see, this angle, I literally just copied it from here. That's the relationship. And this angle is here, and the 3x is here. So from here, if I just rewrite this without the parentheses, I get 3x plus 4x plus 10 plus 4x plus 5 equals 180. From here, it's just a kind of multi-step equation where you need to combine like terms first, and then go through your normal steps of solving. So I go and I say 3x, 4x, and 4x. These are all like terms because they have that x variable attached. So I get 7x plus 4x, which is 11x. And then I go here and I say 10 plus 5. I'm going to get plus 15 equals 180. And I just solve this algebraically, subtracting 15 from both sides. 11x equals 165. Divide by 11, and x should equal 15. So one thing you want to be careful of is this problem specifically said find the value of x. So if it says that, you're done. But if the problem asks you to find the angles, well, x is not the measurement of the angle. It's just that variable that relates all of these angles in the triangle. So again, this problem said solve for x, so you're good. But if I wanted to actually figure out what this angle is right here, then I would say that this is 3x, and I know that x is 15 now, so this is 3 times 15, which is 45. Right, so we're just plugging everything in here, and I could say that this is 4 times 15 plus 10, which is 70. And you can either plug in here, or you can say, look, I got 115 here. This has to be 65. You can double check it. 4 times 15 plus 5 is 65. So not impossible. It is impossible if you have one variable and you have no relationship or nothing to set it equal to. But in this case, in geometry, you have to think about all the relationships that you learn between angles, sides, and things like that to create an equation that's solvable.
Yeah, we talk a lot about if you can create hang on.
You got it.
Wow.
Tongue twister.
If you can create an equation, then you can solve it, then you can figure it out. So
Right.
it's all about coming up with some relationship and creating that equation. So